everyone. Today I'm going to take the topic the earliest societies. So, through this module, your all concepts will be clear. So, let's start this module. So, first we come upon the prehistory. Humans appeared on Earth, Paleolithic Age, Mesolithic Age, Neolithic Age. Homo sapiens, humans, those who can walk on their feet. Humans were hunters and gatherers. Paleolithic Age. It lasted from 500,000 BCE to 10,000 BCE. Lived nomadic life, wandering in groups in search of food and shelter. Humans were not food producers. It can be divided in following three parts. Early Paleolithic Age, Middle Paleolithic Age, Upper Paleolithic Age. Stone tools like hand axes, chopping tools. Climate was very cool, called Ice Age also. In India, found on the banks of river Son, Sao in Punjab, Pakistan, river Narmada. Middle Paleolithic Age used flake tools, needles were invented, began to paint on the walls on their caves. In India found on the banks of river Luni in Rajasthan and Narmada Valley. Upper Paleolithic Age used blade tools, made necklaces and bracelets of materials like shells and bones. Climate became warmer. End of Ice Age. In India it has been found in Bhimbetka in Madhya Pradesh. Paleolithic people and tools. Early humans required tools for hunting animals and gathering food. They began to shape stones into crude knives, axe heads, choppers, and cleavers. They required stone tools for a variety of purposes cutting meat, hunting animals, cutting trees, clearing forests, and smoothing barks and animal skins. Discovery of fire. It was turning point for humankind. The creation of fire was by chance or an accident. Archaeologists believe that fire was probably produced by rubbing two stones against each other. Uses of fire. It could keep people warm and light up dark caves. It helps humans to roast or cook food. It was used to scare wild animals. Case study of Aardi. The Middle Avash project team worked for 3 years to excavate the Aardi skeleton at a place called Aramis in the Afar Rift of Ethiopia. The skeleton recovery ended in 1997. Recovered more than 125 pieces of one individual named as Aardi. It is a 4.4 million year old female skeleton. Oldest hominid skeleton found till date. Mesolithic Age. The Old Stone Age was succeeded by the Middle Stone Age. The Mesolithic Age dates from 10,000 BCE to about 8,000 BCE. People continued to live by hunting and gathering, although changes in climate encouraged changes in diet. Greater emphasis on small animals and plant food, particularly wild cereals. Domestication of a particular type of animals. Dog became first pet of humans. People used small and effective tools called microliths. Tools were smaller, sharper, and more efficient. These were the microliths. Case study of Levasa. Archaeologists discovered the evidences of early humans through Maharashtra, India, some 200 to 300 millennium ago. They led a nomadic existence and lived on wild grasses, fruits, and plants. They made tools of stones, mostly of basalt, salt, or dorite, which was abundant in the river banks. Archaeologists have found some crudely made flake tools. These remains have been found at the sites of Nevasa on the bank of river Pavara in Maharashtra. Case study of Kurnool. Limestone caves in Kurnool district of Andhra Pradesh reveal remains. These caves were first excavated by the British anthropologist Robert Bruce Foote. Recently, Archaeological Survey of India has also approved the findings. Blade tools and microlith tools found here. Fossil remains of a variety of animals such as rhinoceros found here. The remains told us about their nomadic lifestyle. Analyzing sources of history. Early humans communicated their feelings and emotions through these paintings. Wild animals were used to show their lifestyles. Paintings were different from each other. Few were on stones and few were on tree trunks, walls of cave, etc. Neolithic Age stretched from 18,000 BCE to about 3000 BCE. Some places it continued until 1000 BCE. Human life changed significantly as people settled. Beginning of farming. Wheat, barley, and rice grew naturally in different parts of the world. Early humans observed that when seed fell on the soil, they grew into new plants and produced many seeds. They gradually realized that they could grow their own food, thus they cultivate cereals, wheat, rice, barley and pulses, legumes, vegetables and fruits. People became food producers. This stage is known as the Neolithic Revolution. Domestication of plant and animals. Climate changes encouraged the growth of grassland, led to an increase in the number of herd animals like sheep, cattle, and goats. People who hunted these animals started following them and discovered their behavioral traits and breeding habits. These animals provided meat, milk, and dairy products, animal skins for clothes. Houses. People made it houses of mud, straw, and reed. In some places, they lived in dwelling pits. Burzaham in Kashmir, people built pit houses which were dug into the ground. Many families began to live together for protection and better cooperation. Such habitation sites came to be called villages. Invention of wheel. Invention of wheel was a very important achievement of this period. No one knows how the idea of wheel occurred to early humans. Observe that a block was difficult to move than a cylindrical. The earliest evidence of wheel goes back to around 3500 BCE in Mesopotamia. Wheel made transportation and carrying people and goods very easy. Poetry. They needed utensils to store their plant produce. People made large clay pots with the help of the potter's wheel, wove baskets, dug pits into the ground to store grains. Baked poetry was useful for storing liquids and cooking. Tools. Tools were still made of stone. They were far better and sharper. They were shaped and polished and they lasted longer. Tools were used for other purposes. Stone axes, sickles, plows, and arrows were used for hunting. Social practices and religious belief. Group of family usually relate to each other and living together in villages were known as tribes. Tribes usually had a leader, often the oldest or the strongest man in the village, who was obeyed by the others. Women also did agriculture work, looked after crops, and helped in harvest. Tribes had their own languages, forms of music, and religious beliefs. When someone died, she was buried with all his personal weapons, tools, and poetry. Burial sites in Burzaham in Kashmir. Case study: the northwest and northeast. In northern and southern western part of India, Several Neolithic sites have been excavated. Some of them are Burzaham in Kashmir, Lahurdeva in the middle of Gangadik Plains, Saraikela in West Punjab, and Meghera in Pakistan. Non-West Meghera 7000 to 3200 BCE. This site is located present-day Balochistan near Bolan Pass in Pakistan. The earliest farming community. Archaeologists have found remains of burnt grains and concluded that the number of crops were grown here. Men and women at Mehrgarh formed the earliest farming community in Indian subcontinent. Skeletal remains of domesticated animals, goat and sheep. Archaeologists have also found the remains of square or rectangle mud houses. Several burial sites reveal that people perhaps believed in life after death. Burzaham, near Srinagar in Kashmir, it means places of which. Which is a type of tree was available that time. Historians date this site to around 3000 BCE. Stone and bone tools, clay pottery and dwelling pits. Tools are polished, well-like structures, circular or oval in shape, wide at bottom, narrow from top, covered with branches. Historians believe that these pits were used to shelter people from bitter cold. Northeast Darjeeling Harding in Assam and northeast India are usually located on hills. People perform shifting cultivating. People used to pound or crush grains to make food. People used to clear land for farming by burning forests. Difference between Burzaham and other sites. There is a complete absence of microliths or small and sharp stone tools. These were buried along with their masters. There is no evidence of these practice elsewhere. The video. Hope you like it. If you like it, then like, subscribe and share my channel and wait till my next video arrives. Bye.